That's right, guys. It's time to take a look at some Dragon Ball kits. You thought entry grade was only the Gundam, right? But no, did you know that Bandai also makes other entry grade kits, including Dragon Ball here? And this is a Dragon Ball Super, which I've not seen actually. I love Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball Z, also very good. And that's basically all that I've ever seen. Never watched anything past that. But these looked pretty cool, so I wanted to check them out. Here we have Goku and also Vegeta in the entry grade line here. And so like I said, yeah, if you guys were unaware, they make other entry grade kits that are other like character figures and stuff aside from just the Gundam. That said, as far as I know, I think the Gundam is the only one that is articulated, and as we all know, very nicely articulated, but these ones are just fixed posed, which is fine. I mean, if they're cool, and so we'll see how cool they are once we get them all built up. I'm sure there's going to be seam lines and everything on them, but we'll see how well Bandai's hidden those amongst everything else. But let's go ahead and check them out. So first up here for the Goku kit. So this is the, I don't know, blue version, something like that. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, not been keeping up with what's been happening more recently in Dragon Ball. Ultimately, though, hopefully I'll get a chance to paint this, and when I do, I'll just paint this with just normal black hair, I think. But anyway, you can see it looking very cool there on the front. You can get a look at what the kit looks like and the runners and everything. It's all advertised here on the front, so that's kind of nice to see. Down here on the bottom, there's a look at the actual kit as well. So again, you can get a sense of how the kit is going to look, just built up straight out of the box. It looks quite nice. There you got some nice color separation, looks like, for the eyes and everything. Over here on this side, the runners, looks like we'll have 4 different runners, multicolored. The build process going to be like with other entry grades and SDs and things like that. Kits that are more specifically geared definitely towards kids have this whole snap-off technology there where you don't necessarily need to cut them off the runners. Again, I still would definitely recommend cutting them off the runners just to save yourself from accidentally tearing a little bit too much of the plastic out or anything like that, so just to be safe. But that said, if you are building this with your kids or something, then you know you can just snap it off the runner there like that pretty easily. So we got some nice color separation as it's pointing out over here. It does all look really nice. Not sure if there's going to be any stickers in there or not. Maybe a couple. Okay, here we go. Super Saiyan God is Super Saiyan Goku. Okay, a little bit redundant name there. Alright, let's just get it popped open and see what we got in here. Oh, it's bigger than what I was expecting, actually. Yes, I can tell right away just by the size of the pants there. That's going to be slightly larger than what I expected. And we do have a couple of stickers in there, looks like, just for like the logo for his uniform. And that looks like about it. Here's our instruction manual. So we got our parts list there and just instructions how to put it together. It's all in color here, it looks like. So all the way across the top there is our head instructions. And then all the way along here, body, and then right arm, left arm, and background on the other side is our lower body. And it looks like we are having a separate part for like the little kind of orange rope there around his shoes. I was expecting that to maybe be a sticker, but no, it looks like all the color separation on this is really, really nice, actually. You're only going to have a sticker there just for, like I said, just the logo, and that's really it. But I wonder if that's molded into plastic. That'll make it very easy to paint. Let's go ahead and find out. So here are those stickers, which do look nice. You just got one for the front and one for the back. Here is runner A1. You got that metallic blue parts there for the hair, and then a white part here for the eyes, the skin tone parts there for the face, and neck, blue parts there for the clothes. And some more of that here on runner A2 as well. More blue clothing parts, more skin tone parts there for the hands and the arms. And runner B2 in orange for the clothing parts, and we can see the logo is not going to be molded into this, so it's not going to be easy to paint. So that makes me really, really wish that we would have also gotten these as a set of water slide decals. So if you had an option just to be included in the box, a set of water slides and a set of stickers. Obviously with an entry grade, that's not going to be expected. Of course, they would not give water slides in a kit like this. It's just wishful thinking on my part. Oh, sorry, actually that was runner B2. This is runner B1. We're going a little bit out of order, but here you go. Here's the other orange runner, so you can see there for the rest of the pants, the shoes, and another couple of little detail parts there. Alright, then moving on to the Vegeta kit, which is also having that blue hairstyle, but he's rocking his classic Saiyan uniform there. That's all looking very cool. Again, we got a picture of the kit. The runner's all here on the front, so if you're seeing this kit on the shelf, you can get a perfect idea exactly what to expect just right here on the front of the box. That's always nice. On the ends of the box there, once again, just the same thing. You got an image there showing what the kit looks like, just built up straight out the box, it looks like. See, are both sides the same? Yep, they are. And then once again, 4 runners there, 2 multicolored, 2 single color runners. The snap build fit is all very nice. There you go. You can put that all together for some nice color separation and everything. So now I'm assuming that everything all here is also going to be color separated. And this one probably not going to include any stickers at all. Over here, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. A little bit of description there about the character once again. And let's see. Yep, it looks like no stickers at all for this guy. Once again, the instruction manual here, just got the parts list at the bottom, how to build, and then just gets on into the construction. Once again, everything's all in color here, finishing it up even to this little plate that you have there to go onto the back of the foot just to help him balance like that. I think the Goku kit also had the same thing, but let's go ahead and check out the runners. Runner A1 here, once again with that metallic blue for the hair, some white parts here for the uniform, a couple yellow parts there for that as well too. And runner A2 is going to have the rest of our white and yellow parts, and then also including the flesh tone parts there for the neck and face. And the runners B1 and B2 are the rest of our blue parts for the uniform. Now, just looking at this at a glance, the legs seem smaller than the Goku kit, so I wonder if these are going to be in scale to each other. I would assume that they would be, but just, again, at a glance it looks a little bit smaller. And I know Vegeta is a little bit shorter than Goku in the anime, so I mean, maybe that's just what we're seeing, but I guess there's no way to find out unless we just go ahead and get these built up, and then I'll show you guys how they look. Alright, yeah, so here they are all put together, and gotta say, I'm very impressed. Again, just for the cost of these, which is less than 10 bucks, they make for pretty nice little kits. Now, there's certainly probably some like statue figures that you can find for not too much more that will also look pretty nice, probably better than how these look, just straight up built up out of the box. I'm talking about like the kind of statues, the kind of smaller ones that you can get out of like the UFO crane machines and stuff from Japan. That said, if you're importing those from Japan, you know, obviously they're going to cost a little bit more, so these ultimately going to be the cheapest option for you, but you can probably find some nice statues that are probably pretty cheap as well too. That said, of course, the fun factor for these is the fact that you can just actually build them yourself, and it's pretty fun. It doesn't take too long, obviously not a ton of parts on there, but it's a pretty fun experience. I think they go together pretty nicely, and while they're fixed pose, I do not mind the pose. I mean, they're in cool poses, so they work out pretty well. I do think the size difference is still a little bit weird, though. I don't remember that Vegeta is that much smaller than Goku, but the kit certainly does seem quite a bit smaller than it should be compared to Goku. I don't know. Right, so just taking a look at the Goku figure here first. Again, just the color separation there around the eyes is really nice. How you have like one piece that's for the hair, also gives you the parts there for the eyebrows and the eyes all in the same piece. So that's all going to be in the same color there. The stickers actually not too bad. I mean, if you do plan on using those, you just have to kind of press them into all the folds of the clothing, and they do look, you know, relatively convincing. Still would have been nice for people who are planning on painting, or even if you're not planning on painting, still would have been nice to have a couple of water slides there for those, but understandable again. Of course, you got seam lines all over the place with this. You got them like here on the legs and then on the arms, just like going down here and then on the hands. But most of the fits, I mean, like the fit of the plastic is so tight that the seams are not really going to be all that noticeable for the most part. It's only like when you're really looking at it from a distance, of course, you're not going to really see those at all. And especially in the hair too, it's made up of a few different pieces there, but they go together well enough that I think they're pretty much hidden, the fact that they're all separate pieces, except for like here at the tips, because they didn't want, I guess, the pieces at the top to be coming together to a point like that, where you have two halves that just fit together and they both come to a point, so they're kind of like offset, and then one's like a little bit over the top like that. You guys get what I mean? So you can see that right there. So that is a little bit unsightly, but again, it's only if you really look up close. I think it would have been nicer if they would have just made them both come up to a point. Then it would have just looked like, you know, just regular like lines of the hair going all the way up to the top, instead of having this like kind of weird little bit there at the end. But it's also pretty cool too how just like the shadow between the white part and the face part makes kind of like a black outline. So you kind of have like this animation style outline there around the eyes. That's just created by the shadows between the parts, which is pretty cool. You don't really have that too much anywhere else, really. I guess maybe anywhere where there's, I guess, a separation between parts, basically. But with that kind of already naturally there, you could do, I guess, maybe some like a little bit of kind of lining, not necessarily like panel lining is not necessarily what you would want to do on this, but just kind of shading on it, I think could look pretty cool. And then down here at the feet too, I mean, I like how the little rope there around the boot is an actual separate part there as well too. And then underneath the feet also, you have that part there for the bottom of the foot, which you don't really need. It is going to help it stand up there, of course, like that, but you can take that off. Now, the feet are actually kind of the only part that is slightly articulated on this kit, in that you can actually move them a little bit, but that's the problem. If you move them the wrong way, then the kit won't stand up on its own, but if you move them the right way, then you can make it stand up on its own without having to use that extra piece. So you can see it'll work just fine like that, and then you don't have to use that. And if you wanted a little bit of extra security and not to use this piece, you could always just stick a little piece of tack or something, or even double-sided tape underneath the foot, or feet, I guess, if you want to do both for extra security. Overall, again, yeah, just really nice design. You have like a gap here on like the back of the head. You can see like between the neck and the head parts there, but again, it's only just depending on what angle you're looking at the kid. As long as you're looking at it, you know, from anywhere on the front, you're not really going to see that gap there. Now, as for Vegeta, basically all the same things. You have a similar thing here with the hair not really coming to exact points where the two parts meet each other. That gap there between like the face and the neck going to be a little bit more apparent. Again, just you got to make sure you're looking at it from the front side. And again, the eyes do look pretty nice, and there are no stickers at all on this one, so it's all just actual separate parts, which is pretty cool. I think they very easily could have made these stickers like here on the front and back, those being just big stickers to wrap around there probably, but it's nice that those are actual separate parts. And then here on the toes as well too, it's an actual separate part. Now Vegeta as well also doesn't really necessarily need that little part there on the back of the foot. Again, just make sure you angle the feet, but I feel like this one's a bit easier to make sure you've got the angle of the ankle correct, because it kind of like the way the boot part lines up with the foot, if it's not right, it'll look not right. So if you get it just right, everything should fit together nice and snugly. Where with Goku, it's not really quite the same. It's a little bit more difficult to judge exactly what is the correct angle it's supposed to be at, because the fit is just not exactly the same. But anyway, again, here you are going to have some seam lines, but they're mostly not going to be all that visible just because everything fits together pretty nicely. You can see this one here like on the top of the arm. That one's going to be a little bit more visible because for some reason those parts don't really, they're not like lined up quite as nicely as the ones there on the legs, for example. But on darker colors, those are always going to be more visible as well too anyway. But overall, I mean, again, very nice. To give you guys a sense of just about how big these are, here they are compared to your standard HD 1/44 scale Gundam kit. And I mean, this is not the entry grade kit, but the entry grade kit is basically the exact same size as the Revive RX-782, which I've got there at the moment. So all being generally about the same size, these are going to be about the same size as generally your average HD kit. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, some pretty cool kits, especially for the cheap price tag. And if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, they're pretty nice. I'm not really a fan of the whole blue hair thing, just because I've not really kept up with the more recent Dragon Ball series, but like I said, we'll probably be painting these in different colors. And I realized I mentioned before about painting Goku's hair black. It wouldn't look quite right with his hair standing up Super Saiyan style to be black, so maybe I would actually just do gold for him. Vegeta's basically looks the same, Super Saiyan or not, so I think Vegeta's I can probably do in black. Goku's I guess maybe I'll do it just in gold for his just regular Super Saiyan look. I guess would probably be more fitting for my personal taste. You could, of course, go ahead, like as far as painting them goes, you know, go ahead and do all the seam line removal. I'm kind of tempted to maybe just not really worry too much about doing all the seam line removal on them. I'll just do them a little bit of sanding, just so there's no, you know, visible nub marks or anything like that. But, you know, I think I'm comfortable with just having them as they are, having some seam lines on there. It's just not really that big of a deal for me, for them to just be some nice, just cool little simple, cheap Dragon Ball kits. I'm kind of fine with that, and so that's probably what I'll end up doing with these. And you know, once I do, I'll do a video on that and I'll show you guys how they end up looking. But I think just a nice simple repaint is probably what I'll end up doing with these. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Have you picked these up? Are you a fan of these kits, or are you interested in these kits? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Of course, we got all the Dragon Ball kits and entry grade kits and everything else you guys might be looking for there at USA Gundam Store. So if you want to check out these kits or anything else we've got there on the store, the link is down below in the video description. And you can also use my coupon code there as well too, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% off everything there on the site as well. So check that out. Thank you guys all so much for your support, and until next time, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you later. Bye guys.